have you guys considered how it would be working a 4-day week? Because that's what Medibank is going to be trialing soon.
Medibank with the goods. That's pretty big. Medibank's pretty big.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's an interesting play as well. I guess in line with their line of business and their philosophy. Sorry, I can't remember what their tagline is at the moment, but they're all obviously pushing the whole. I think it's life's better.
Tagline should be data security. Was that Medibank?
Oh,
Yeah. Medibank and AHM. Yeah, not sponsored.
Yeah.
It's
This is big.
well, I mean, post-COVID, the wake up from the machine and the rat race, the guinea pig wheel, all your analogies and sort.
Yes.
There begs the question, right? Where is the work-life balance, but also the efficiency of it all? So it'd be interesting to see how a 4-day week goes, because I think like many people be like, there's not enough time in the week to do X, Y, and Z. So don't know.
Yeah.
Go.
Sorry. And also, I guess it just raises the question where it's like, for so long, we've known it as just 9 to 5, 5 days a week, but
Or like 7 to 7. Let's be real.
oh yeah, but it's like, what if we really shake that up, because it was us humans that implemented it? We can change it, change the wheel, so to speak.
Yeah, who thought of it as like Monday to Friday are weekdays?
Probably some CEOs. Capitalism.
And then you get 2 days off to do everything else.
Yeah, why is the weekend only 2 days? It could be 3 days. Who knows?
Well, that's the premise of a 4-day week, right?
Yeah.
So the premise of a 4-day week is employees work 4 days instead of 5, but they get paid for the entirety of 5. So their salary will remain the same. So the view is, by having more time to rest in that, it will actually improve the productivity of the individuals working in the company. And there have been like obviously empirical tests. It's been done across a couple of, I've read the book, I can't remember, but like there's a lot of data at least supporting that from a burnout and mental capacity perspective, as well as efficiency, productivity rather. So this has definitely got to work. But I think the interesting thing is Medibank is
It's
huge.
live better. Sorry, it just hit me. It's live better.
Yeah. Did you play the ad in your head?
You can watch the video, just the thought process. Be like,
I
that's
saw
it.
your epiphany moment. I saw your face.
But that's right. It's the how do I say this? What would be interesting out of all of this, I think, is how does that change the balance of the productivity and getting stuff done, the prioritization of getting stuff done, but it's
output
also keeping those honest that may tend to burn out certain employees because of just the slathering of work and stuff. Does it help restructure kind of, if this is our roadmap for the year that we need to achieve X, Y, and Z activities, like this is how we're going to plan it better? Because if you've got like all of your workforce out, you gotta change. Something's got to give, right?
Yeah.
Just to put it out there, they're trialing it. Obviously, like,
Yeah.
but it is still a trial. And who's saying this? It's a privilege, not an entitlement, which is very true.
Which is true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Because
while the trial does not have a definitive start date, various teams. This is going to be interesting because I think a lot of companies are going to be paying a close eye on this, because Medibank, firstly, massive brand, but secondly, they have a lot of cross-functional teams. This is going to be a case study. Wonder who
with live products out, with like clauses and key details that would need to be updated fresh. Touch points with customers. So there's a whole kind of ops chain there. Trying to think what else is like. There are a lot of
perceived
benefits,
benefits, right? But it's challenging, man. It's challenging here. Just one thing for this is like, if you're in the market for a job and this appeals to you, this is a big thing, right? Like it's a big
work-life balance.
Yeah, it's like
100%.
You're getting paid 100. Like I'm seeing the Medibank jobs at the moment. They definitely haven't put it in yet as like an
updated
as like a potential reason there, but
Well,
legitimate.
yeah, if they're working 4 days now, then they can't update all of the.
You gotta wait till next week to.
You got to get or you got to get AI to update all of your listings on which is also true actually.
True.
Actually,
Yeah.
AI and automating a whole lot of things. So there's that as well.
So look, we work in like white collar. You work in consulting. I'm in partnerships. 4-day week. You reckon it will work?
Practicalities. Okay. So I love the theory of it. I love the benefits of it. Again, it is a privilege and you have to treat it as a privilege in order to not take the piss out of it and, get your stuff done. Right. I am hesitant to say that it would be successful. I think that there would have to be a workaround as to transition, like with everything, like with MasterChef, transitioning it from a look at me talking my language now, from current state to future state design. The way that I see it possibly working is that I think that if you take the whole entire workforce out on, say, like a designated, like if we take at the base level 4-day week. So that means what? A Monday or a Friday is off, right?
Yeah.
That's not.
It'd have to be Friday.
That's not. But that's not feasible. What I think it would be is that all employees can either choose
A Friday or the Monday.
or even a Wednesday. It
Sure.
could be like, or whatever day
Picking
it is.
the extra
Like
day.
it's about getting your coverage so that you still have a business continuity plan. Here we go. But so business doesn't end. It's just about shifting up your resources accordingly. So I've also heard the notion of a 9-day fortnight. So, you'd have like team A of all your resources that take the day off on week 1, and then you got team B that takes their day off on the week 2. So then you're still maintaining the efficiencies of getting stuff done, but then also managing, I guess, the cost of running the business.
Yeah.
And you're also giving that flexibility for your employees, but the lights are still on.
Yeah.
Because Medibank is one example, but the amount of projects that are ongoing, the amount of the need to be agile in so many different ways, because things change constantly, right? If you're like in my past life in advertising, so much stuff went down on a Friday.
In advertising and media, I don't think you can do it.
That's why I think
You can't take Monday. You can't take Friday.
well, that's why it has to be.
And I don't even think you could take them.
That's why it has to be this hybrid model of standing up like even during Christmas, I would remember that, we'd have set amount of people on call just in case, right? I think that's how we'll roll out. I think that's the only way it can roll out, as we're all literally trying to figure out how is this going to work best? How is it sustainable? And how do you put it in a way that you still establish that line of trust, I think, with your employees, right? Because I mean, let's be real, at the best of times, people are still dubious about work from home, right? I mean, it's a way of it's a way of now, but it's just about like with everything, accountabilities. As long as you get your stuff done, then you can have that privilege. If things fall on the wayside, then you can't, and we covered this in another episode, I think, earlier this year, where it's this idea of coming back into work from home and people don't want to, and it's a contractual obligation and all that stuff. It just gets to this weird murky point where it's just fundamentally do your job and then you'll be able to get that privilege.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, Medibank is going to be up against it. Like, again, a lot of eyes are going to be here, and there's a reason they say it's a trial, but any trial needs to be measured upon criterions. And the criteria I think that's always difficult is how do you objectively measure productivity? Because it's very different for different like verticals or sub business units. And I think that's, I would find it very hard from an employment, if you have an employment survey like mental health and burnout, like there's no way it goes worse by having a day, like one less day of working.
Oh,
right?
100%.
Like, so that'll be ticked straight off the bat, right?
But the input to that is
it could make no, I do get it, but like on the balance, that bit will be ticked. But if you're a CEO, it has to be more productive, and if it's not productive, this doesn't work. No matter how happy your employees are, especially in a for-profit business, which is Medibank and a lot of these businesses, right? But the point is, the other thing is, in isolation. So yeah, I was going to say, like companies work with other companies, right?
Yep.
If that makes sense. So if one company is taking a day off and they're not synergizing with other sort of companies on the time off, I fail to see how it works. You know what I mean?
Well,
because the efficiency component in a lot of jobs are not only dependent upon internal interactions, but external interactions, right? If you're a real estate person and you work 4 days, you are losing 1 day in terms of opportunity cost. Can you quantify it? No, you don't. It's just impossible to quantify it. But for a fact, you are losing the opportunity to pick up a phone. You are losing the opportunity to knock on the door, and you are losing the opportunity to make, for like a partnerships person, as an example. Same thing for an implementations person, right? So using it 1 more day. And what happens if things, like the point of being able to have different like teams and people taking that day off is valid, but like when I view that as square peg round hole. So now you're trying to make your whole workforce meld around a new variable, which is the 4-day working week, which it would usually don't do that unless the benefits outweigh all, because that's that's institutional change, which is hard to do in the best of times.
Well, that's the whole point of it all, right? It's all about how do you manage the organization, the way of working, the culture to enable that. You can't have a good thing for free.
Yeah.
Right? That's the thing. And ultimately, this is where I get really passionate, to be honest. It's about how do you enable your people in order to enable themselves, but then to drive, ultimately, it's all a business. They have to drive to outcomes, right? So it still remains the same. The top down need to be able to enforce is the wrong word, need to be able to create that framework to enable your people. And then I think it also goes to this piece of, rather than being reactive, because the example you gave about, you talk about businesses talking to different businesses. Let's be real. It's even functions within functions inside a business, right?
Yep.
Like this goes from this whole mindset or, minimum, how do I say this? Like just a minimum effort of covering your own needs and being reactive to new stuff that's happening, to anticipating things, again, being agile. Sorry to chuck all of these work words in, but here we are. We're talking about work. It's just the mindset change in order to get that further balance and further opportunity to be able to, we look at our parents, for example, like the standard work weeks that they had, right? Yeah. And everything will continuously improve through each generation, right? Yes. We're enabled more by technology more than ever, that will now start being able to do work that, a team of 5 would have to take a week to do. We'll have AI to be able to, generate data and whatnot to then synthesize it down to like half the time.
Yep.
So there's more, it's all about, rather than focusing on it's not going to work, whatever. Just being open to the fact that there is a new way coming through in everything.
Exactly.
Kat, as someone that's potentially like entering the workforce, for a job, would if you see in a job ad 2 jobs that you really like, would like a 4-day work week be really appealing to you? Like, would that be a swinger?
I do think so. Yeah. But again, it's like, I think that's what we've been discussing. Like on paper, and idealistically, it sounds great. It sounds like, oh, wow, that would really be enticing to anyone who'd look. But again, it's like there's obviously the, just the little logistics, probably, the fine print that would have to come with it. But again, like this whole thing, it's a trial. So for a reason, they're going to find out if it's going to work, see how it goes. I mean, good on them, especially for a big company like Medibank.
For being progressive. The reason people don't do it is it's expensive, like really expensive to even trial something like that. because if you trial 50-50, it works, it doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
So if it doesn't work, you've put all that, but like good on Medibank for trying it. And I think a lot of corporate eyes are going to be on it.
Live better. I see you. Not sponsored, but I see you.
Might as well be with the amount you're flogging it.
I can just recognize some good kind of, marketing at play, but ethos. Again, it goes to the culture like that you're trying to establish anyway.
Security better.